I'm Wolf from Healing Wolf Coaching, here to help you spread your wings and move into the sky of a beautiful life on your recovery journey. Let's breathe together. Let's breathe in freedom and exhale the past. It's all history. It's all gone. Today is Liberation Day, and I am going to go into what that looks like on a healing journey from anxiety, chronic pain, trauma, all that sort of thing. Liberation Day means that your mindset has shifted to the path of freedom, the path of moving out of rigid thinking, the path out of medicalization where there are structural explanations, the path into neuroplastic healing. Neuro, brain, plastic, change. So changing the brain and unconscious mind to be responding and not reacting to stress, to memories, to physical movements in a way that creates pain, anxiety, or other sensations. And those sensations are experienced in the body, even though they're actually coming from the brain. All this stuff is coming from the brain. Or another way to say it is coming from unconscious mind. So what does Liberation Day look like? What did it look like for me? It looked like I'd exhausted the medical system, including the pseudo-medical system. By pseudo-medical, I mean practices that have no research showing that they're effective, like chiropractic. Now, there may be some placebo effects in some of those, and there may be very real measurable effects for some. But in terms of science, even medical procedures can have very low success rates, like back surgeries. I think Dr. Hanscom said it was like 10% maybe. I read his book, Back in Control, years ago and found it to be very compelling. And he's since moved out of performing surgeries into this world of helping people on their journey of healing from mind-body conditions. So liberation, what does that look like? It means saying goodbye and setting sail on your own path, knowing that you're going to be active in your recovery, that you're going to seek people who support you, whether it's coaches or buddies on the journey, like a dive buddy. You're going into under the ocean. There's this ocean of recovery. You're diving deep, and to have people along to help spot you, help point things out for you, help you to see things you might not see on your own. There's always a wonderful sense of liberation when you can find a tribe, when you can find people who understand what's going on for you and can be helpful. So saying goodbye to all that medical stuff happened to me because I had gone through injections and manipulations and scans and a lot of medications and even some interventions with physical therapists, some interventions even with psychotherapists, and none of those had been helpful. And they made it worse and worse to the point that I reached a point where I was immobilized. I was in bed, and my sensations had reached just this 4th of July climax. Just, it literally felt like that in my body. My brain was creating these sensations saying, "Stop, Wolf, stop. We're not only protecting you now from learned pain, we're not protecting you from that only, but also the medical, which is creating more and more fear, and that's just fueling the pain." So sensations got pyrotechnic, and I had allodynia. I had just extreme levels of pain. At one point, after an injection, I had complete paralysis of my leg. So after that, I said, this isn't working. Like, my conscious mind kicked in and said, okay, we're going to let all this go. Liberation Day, we're letting go, and that's flowing away, and we're putting all that medical stuff on hold. I tapered off the medications with a physician. I did that safely and mindfully, but I had a clarity in my mind, a liberation in my mind that I was going to take the path of healing myself with the mindset of changing from within. And that's liberating, change from within. We don't expect others to do what is going to move us forward. Yes, we can get guidance from coaches, and there are processes that are very helpful, and I work with clients to move them faster and more completely, create lasting change versus quick little bursts forward and then drop back more. I really want to make that change last. I want to make it so that it's deep. But thinking about Liberation Day, it's more of a personal feeling. It's more of a feeling of whoever I bring on this journey with me is going to help me to continue my recovery and be liberated from. What are we liberated from? We're liberated from fear. We're liberated not only fear, unconscious mind, fearing a bunch of things, but we're liberated from the fear of the sensations. So if anxiety comes, and let's say we in the past had anxiety in crowded spaces, and we decide we want to go to a museum and it's very crowded and we're surrounded by people and there's lots of noise and there are a lot of sensory cues, that if sensations come up, we're not afraid of the sensations themselves, because fear of the fear fuels the fear more and more, and then you go from like a minor pain to a chronic pain to a very intense pain, or you go from a little bit of anxiety to full-blown panic attacks. That's exactly how it works, and it can happen like that, like lightning fast. And once it happens, then mind can hold that pattern for a bit. So our job, my job, to liberate from that pattern is to break it up, to shift it, to use a bunch of processes to make sure it can't function anymore, to take a gear out of a grandfather clock so it just won't work, or take a chip out of your computer. It's a little thing to shift, but once it shifts, you can't go back to that. So liberation also means you can't go back. So you're moving forward in a way that you're free of these old ways of thinking that got you here. You're going to still experience stress in life. Everybody does. You're going to still experience sensations in your body. Everybody does. There will be very real things that will cause sensation, like I stubbed my toe last week. Yeah, I felt that. There will be neuroplastic things that will cause sensation. I was feeling some stress and I felt some stress in my body with a sensation of pain. I know what that is. And so knowing what it is, okay, there's no fear. So it doesn't ramp, it doesn't stick around. It goes through its message cycle, and I say, hey, I know what you are. Close my eyes, breathe, do some allowing, some meditation, and that's what liberation looks like. It looks like you get your system into an automatic space where you know you're free, you live free, like a bird, like a seagull behind me. That seagull is integrated with life. It's living its life, best life, flying, doesn't care if there's wind, cold, pain, whatever. It's going to keep moving forward to find food, to find a mate, to find a place to nest, to do all the stuff that it's here to do. And so when you're liberated, you can live your best life. You can do the work you're meant to do. You can love the people you're here to love. You can follow the path that is being born from within, from God within, expanding. If you're not a religious person, then the universal energy, that life force, that light that we all are. So let's make it a Liberation Day. Liberation Day can come from here, from there. We can proclaim it. We can say, today I liberate myself from fear of sensations. I liberate myself from the idea that other people are going to make this change for me. Okay, now I do practice rapid resolution therapy. It is my responsibility to move you forward in a session, but at the same time, there are lots of things that you're going to be doing in that other 23 and a half hours of the day that you're not working with me. You're going to be practicing some laughter yoga. You're going to be exercising. You're going to be talking to yourself with love and encouragement and strength and saying, I'm free, I'm free. And even while sensations are happening, know that you're liberated, know that you're free. So that's the mindset that I want for you and that I know is right there waiting for you. If it isn't happening in the moment, then it might happen in the next. It might happen tomorrow. It's a process. It's a breakthrough. And that breakthrough's coming if it hasn't already. Maybe you're here because you've had that breakthrough and you're like, you know, I see this, I believe this, and I'm moving forward. And then you're free. You take all the steps you need to do in life. If you wanted to build a house and you said, I'm free to build a house, I have a bunch of rocks, I have some wood, I have some knowledge of, or maybe you don't even have knowledge, you're just going to do it. You're just going to try. You'll try something. If it works, great. You keep going. If not, you keep going too, right? So Liberation Day. Happy Liberation Day, folks. We are moving forward into a space of an expanded life and embracing all of the beauty and joy that we can along the way. If you want to work with me one-on-one, I have some slots left in my schedule, so reach out. And I don't have very many consult slots, but I have a few of those. So that's like 15 minutes free consult where you let me know what's going on with you and I tell you, hey, this is my strategy. This is how we're going to move you forward and move you to the next stage and ultimately liberate you so that you can be free to live your life again, feeling good, feeling happy, feeling joy, feeling the light that's within you. So that's at healingwolfcoaching.com. You can click the book consult link. You can also sign up for my newsletter and get my meditation emailed to you when you sign up. It's like automatic. I don't even know when it's happening. So go do that. I love you. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.